Hey guys, welcome back to Campground Road. I'm Kevin.
I'm Caleb.
And tonight I got on glitter beard, piss him off.
Everything holy about a beard has just been destroyed by your face.
And I have to drink through a straw tonight because a real lady never messes up her beard. You want to know how I done this? Dollar General.
So tonight we're going to talk about gun rights and how they pertain to everybody in America.
Second Amendment right. It should be controlled a little bit more than what it is. Already disagreeing, but I'm already going to be right. Brianna, I got your autograph coming.
Wrong.
Did you see the bad lip read of that?
No, I hadn't seen it yet.
Where she was like, yeah, well, I can do this. Beat about the boot, the bit, and he keeps going where he's like wrong. He goes, woohoo, woohoo. I have to show it to you. It's great.
I hadn't seen that one.
So anyway, Second Amendment right is the right to bear arms. Originally, whenever the Constitution was first written, the right to bear arms was put in place because of the country we came from. It was supposed to be a right to guarantee yourself protection against the government. But seeing as how we're 100 and so years ahead of that, it's pretty bad. I don't even know, 200. Because our country was founded in
76.
And in 17... Whenever...
I cannot even take you seriously with that crap on your face. I can't even look at you.
Oh, Lord. But anyway, whenever the Bill of Rights was being written down in ink by men that wore wigs, by the way, the reason that it was put into place is because where we came from, the government could really do very dangerous things to you. They could execute you, they could fine you, they could deport you, they could imprison you, they could enslave you. Lots of terrible things. So whenever they pulled over here, not when they pulled over, when they rode over on their bus, when the Uber driver got them over here,
Uber.
they all sat down in the room and they was like, girl, bye, that shit's not going to work here like it did over there. We're going to have to do something about this. Everybody can get them a gun if they want, so they can protect themselves.
So that begs the question, why on earth would we want to change that?
Well, people have gotten out of control with it.
In what way? What possibly do you mean?
Because if you need an AK-47 to go hunt a deer, you fucking don't need to be hunting because you're stupid. If you can't do it with just a regular gun, if you have to fire that many rounds to hit an animal and kill it, no.
I don't know many people that take AK-47s hunting.
Well, but that's just the thing. People want to say, well...
Although I did take a SKS with me when I went pig hunting down in Oklahoma.
And see...
And the reason I did that is because
you're a terrible shot.
The pig population is overran down there, so you can take as many as you like. Same way in Texas. You can go out there and shoot 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 of them if you'd like. And you just take their meat to the local soup kitchen or whatever and let them cook it up. So again,
where's this at?
Oklahoma, Texas, places like that in the Midwest, they're just overrun. Wild feral hogs everywhere. So you used high-capacity magazines down there. So again, why shouldn't somebody be allowed to own an AK-47?
Because you should only be guaranteed a certain right of protection. You don't need
a certain right.
Yeah, you don't
need.
Well,
I think people should probably only be guaranteed a certain right amount of gayness.
Yeah.
Like lose the beard. That's too much gayness. You've exceeded your level of righteousness.
Wouldn't y'all just fucking love that if I just like smear this all over his beard right now?
I go get my gun.
I go get more glitter.
So, what do you mean by exceeding a certain amount of right?
Yeah, I think that if you want to own a handgun, let me get this out of the way first before I go into that. I don't own a gun. I don't like guns. I was raised around guns, but it's just not for me, so I don't have one. If you want to have a gun, I can see that, but I can't understand why you would need an arsenal of guns. Like these people you see on the news that are... It's like, yeah, we went in and their whole basement was just chock full of just... You couldn't get I mean, it's like the fucking army down there in some of these people's houses, and you don't. That is going overboard with it.
What are you worried about? They can only shoot one at a time.
But that defeats the point.
That's like having too many earrings. It's decoration, man candy. It's stuff we like. We want more guns. We want more decorations. We want more cool stuff. What's wrong with it?
Okay, because I didn't realize that an earful of earrings was just as dangerous as a fucking basement full of weapons.
Well, they're not dangerous. Just sitting there.
Oh, you're so stupid.
I'm not being stupid. They're
You
not. I mean, it's an
are.
inanimate object. Whoever is holding that weapon is the dangerous thing.
Okay.
Right? So...
You can be wrong all you want.
So it's pretty obvious you don't like high-capacity magazines is what you're saying.
No, I think that if you are going to... It kind of baffles my mind that you can go into... Remember in North Carolina, the laws are a lot different from where you guys are at watching this. Some of you.
We did have a Canadian.
I was going to say... Oh, yeah, shout out to him.
What
He
up?
was really cool.
Stephen.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the straight one you were talking about in the comment that was like... That's just how a lot of us think of him.
Back.
What's up, y'all?
I'm not filming anymore until you back up away from the camera.
Y'all can go hunt a pig
Stop.
in Texas. They overrun out there. You got
Stop.
to take you a
Stop.
big old gun to do it.
Stop.
Kevin for President 2016. You can do it right in.
So what's your problem with guns?
Some people don't need to have them.
And what is your proposed solution?
What's my proposed solution to that?
Yeah.
Stricter gun control laws.
In what form?
In the form of laws that control guns better. I don't know. I'm not a fucking politician. It just needs to be stricter. It shouldn't be so easy to get a hold of a gun. And yes, Caleb, I don't know how to go buy a gun. But I clearly see a bunch of fucking morons walking around that have got one and have gotten one legally.
Okay. So the legal, you're basically saying the legal process now is not good enough.
No.
Okay, the legal process now is governed by the ATF, alcohol, tobacco, firearms.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the video,
Everybody has to have a NICS check before they purchase a gun. It checks to see if you are a felon. It checks to see if you have any violent
you already
history.
know right there
But-
something's fucked up because NICS is that shit that gets rid of kids' lice.
So here's another thing.
And that's what they're going to call it, a lice check. You have to give someone a lice check.
So NICS check. A
Lice
NICS check
check.
was passed by the guy that went and committed the Orlando shooting, actually.
Okay.
He passed the NICS check. And it was an error on the government's part.
Okay.
So do we really want them doing more? Alright. So you're basically calling for stronger gun control laws that come out of thin air?
No. I don't, I mean...
What's the problem? You said you don't like
there just needs to be
AK-47s.
stricter gun control laws, I do believe.
In what form?
But see, that's just the thing, though. You want to skip over the fact that I say, hey, if you want to own a gun, I'm all for if you want to own a gun.
What's wrong with AK-47?
Go ahead. Why do you need that?
Why don't I need it?
Because you...
Why do you need these? Why do you need these?
Let me
Why do you
ask
need
everybody
these?
a question, and I want y'all to answer this seriously. How them gonna hurt you as bad as an AK-47?
You look at the bottom of them things. You club somebody to death with them big old
What?
things.
And you can shoot somebody to
It's
death.
the same
multiple
thing, though.
people to
It's
death.
something you like. It's something you enjoy. It's
Okay.
something that you care about.
So if I walk into a
Right.
nightclub with a pair of platform boots on, people are gonna run screaming out the door, so I'm gonna do something to kill them. If I walked in with an AK-47, that do the same thing.
So we should get rid of all mentally ill
You
people.
sound ignorant right
Ignorant.
now.
No, you sound ignorant to me. It's cause it.
You sound ignorant
How
to me.
How many AK-47s you think are rolling around the country right now?
32.587.
Okay, so 32.587, which whatever. Okay, what caliber of weapon kills the most people in America every year?
The one that's the strongest.
Nope, it's the smallest, just about. It's
The
a
one that's
22
the
caliber.
smallest.
And that's what people don't even. People that this is what aggravates me and aggravates the gun community
yeah.
is the fact that the people that are arguing against guns so vigorously have no idea about them. They don't even know what they are. They've never bought one. They've never been in a scenario where they've needed one. So why on earth should I let that person's judgment and that person's opinion that is invalid in my view affect my life?
But aren't we supposed to sit and talk about other people's opinions and how we can learn from
That's what I'm talking. You got two different views on things.
Well,
right?
I'm sitting here telling you shit, and you just trying to ride me off.
Okay, here I'll let you speak. But you've got an uneducated opinion and you've got an educated opinion. That's what it is, in my view.
Okay. Girl.
Okay, so you want stronger gun control laws that would equate to it being more difficult for somebody to get one.
Yes.
And you think that's going to make everybody safer?
Not necessarily. I also think education should come along in that somewhere.
What do you mean education?
Gun education.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you have a son who is, he's not really young, but he's young. I would totally trust him around a gun completely because you've educated him on it. He knows how it works. You know that he is responsible enough.
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. I would trust him around it, but I wouldn't trust a lot of other people around it like you, which is amazing for me to say that because you're the one that fucking taught him how to use them.
If we put stricter gun control laws in, do you really think it's going to have an impact on the criminal who does nothing but ignore all the laws that exist now?
No.
Okay. So the gun argument, in my opinion, would be if you're taking the right away from the law-abiding citizen, the good guy.
I'm not. No.
That's what you're doing.
Don't twist my words because I didn't say you should take the right away from the law-abiding citizen.
Some of the rights away because of people that ignore those.
Because you're trying to talk about people inside of inner cities that want to go and. You talking about these little, like, what?
Guns are, I mean, you can't even hardly have one
I'm not
in
even
Chicago.
talking about shit like that. I'm talking about how does someone who. The mass shootings that you have. I mean,
the background system itself was faulty in the result of the Orlando shooting. So it's like, it's not even a trusted
Should you be
system
able to
in the
own a
first
gun?
place.
Yes. Should it be maybe a little bit tougher for you to get a hold of a gun? Yes. It's easier for me to get a hold of a gun right now than it is for me to get a hold of a bottle of vodka.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't. You show your license and you buy vodka and you leave.
What time is it? What time is it right now?
8:49.
ABC store closes at what time?
9.
Okay, so I got 10 minutes to go get me a bottle of vodka.
Well, if you're buying a gun from my place, you gotta buy it
No,
before
no.
5 p.m.
What the fuck time does Walmart close?
They stopped selling guns at 9 p.m.
I don't believe that shit.
Most sporting good departments, they close down. They don't do it
I gotta
because.
pee anyway.
Oh, jeez. See, this is going to go really well. Y'all going to have to help Kevin out on this one. So some guns you don't like.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I
they look scary.
Military grade.
Military grade? Yeah. Well, here's my thought on that.
Okay.
My thought is if a criminal can have a military grade rifle, then I should too. And you know why? Because what am I going to do?
Wait,
to
the
defend
clock's going to
myself?
ding a bunch.
Oh, I hate that clock. So if a criminal can have a military grade rifle,
Yeah.
why can't I?
Because you're not a criminal.
But
This
how
is
am I
the
going
thing
to
that I
defend
love
myself?
the most out of this is that you're trying to spin it as if Donald Trump, as
I'm
if
not
I'm
spinning
saying
Donald Trump.
take away every person's right to own a gun, and that is not what I'm saying at all.
What are you saying then?
Stricter laws.
And stricter laws are going to do what?
He's wrong, I'm right. Like a question, leave a comment.
Wrong.
Like a question. He look at you.
Wrong.
So stupid.
Wrong. Stricter gun control laws
Yes.
are supposed to prevent certain people from getting guns, correct? Right. So, will they work?
Because I am not talking yet again about these. I'm not talking about like gangs and things like that.
I mean, did you see that video on Sherman Avenue
no,
in
I did
Chicago?
not.
Like, imagine this. You're pulling up with your family, and you're driving down the road, and 50 people surround your car. right?
Oh my God!
Yeah, and they are trying to rip you out of the car. They're breaking your windshield. They're trying to grab you out because of the color of your skin.
Oh, they took
That's
your
what they're doing.
rims.
So
This
what?
is where he's going with this.
So what?
It's not racist, but yet somehow it's sounding very racist. Go ahead, keep
I'm
going.
just telling you where it happened. It happened on
Go
Sherman
ahead.
Avenue in Chicago.
Just keep going.
Crazy people.
Go ahead.
Regardless of what color they are.
My nose itches.
But they try to attack you and your family.
Regardless of their car.
What color they are.
Ah, it sounded like car.
Hey, well,
I'm gonna need you to.
I'm from the South, man.
The more of these I keep listening to.
I can't help it. So they go jerking you out of your car, and you're like, you got 10 rounds in your pistol. What are you gonna do? 50 people.
I'd be like,
what if 3 of them had guns?
I would just.
There's 30 rounds.
I would be
against you
open
right there.
and honest, and I would communicate, and I would say, please don't jerk me out of my car. I would much prefer it if you would jerk me off. And then you get to know people. And you bond.
Y'all see what I'm dealing with.
I wonder if when I poop in a few days, if I'll have a bunch of glitter in it. That'd be pretty. Well, I mean, it is all around my mouth, and I've probably been breathing it in.
I'm going to try to help Kevin out a little bit. He's saying if we enact stricter gun laws that will prevent crazy people from getting guns, then we might all be a little bit safer, right?
Sure.
Yes. So, if we did implement some laws that maybe prevented people with mental illnesses that are violent,
Right.
right, from getting guns, that
Right.
would be a positive for everybody,
That'd be
right?
a step in the right direction.
Okay.
Okay.
So, most of the people that do have mental illness have committed some type of violent crime. So, you do have a NICS check in place now that will pick that crime up and keep them from getting a gun. Or if they're on whatever,
Right.
the local sheriff.
But you own guns, right?
Yes.
And he just had to take his jacket off because he's getting so fired up, his blood pressure went up and he's hot.
I got hot and bothered about
Mental
it.
instability. Right there. I'm not that bothered. I
He's
don't
already
need a
trying to take
gun.
my guns away, and I ain't even done nothing.
I'm not trying to take your guns away from you. Stupid jerk turd. God. So Caleb just stopped this to bring up and say, you gotta bring up a liberal point of view. And the thing is, I am liberal, but I'm not even that liberal. He paused this to put this on Google to give me points, and me and him both looked at what Google had to say about liberals' points of it. It was like, that's fucking dumb. Well, that's stupid. Well, that don't even make sense right there. I'm not trying to take away people's right to own a gun. I still believe you have the right to bear arms. I am just saying that I think it should be enforced a little bit stricter to be able to own a gun.
I don't see any reason for anybody that owns a gun to have not had to take some type of firearm safety class.
So we agree on this.
One, it could avoid some children getting a hold of guns, or some idiot that doesn't need to own a gun in the first place, shooting somebody by accident, stuff like that.
Well, this episode's a flop because we agree.
No, it ain't. Well, here, like an NRA basic firearm safety course, right? Anybody can take those that wants to take that course and should take that course. There are plenty of morons that have guns, and I don't think a majority of the gun community is opposed to something like that. I think the problem comes in when government starts mandating stuff like that.
If y'all could see his hands, he could be a president. If you start mandating things.
You start
putting
mandating
things
stuff
into
like,
place,
good gosh
you
almighty,
give it
man.
out,
You know, I got like a
take it
2-cent
back.
attention span. You got
a 2-cent attention span?
See, point proven right
Mine's
there.
not
I can't
better.
even
It's like
think.
a nickel.
If you start mandating stuff like gun control and things, when you really start getting strict about it, because I mean, obviously Hillary Clinton hates freaking guns, and that's a power play. So let's say she enacts more taxes on ammunition or more taxes on gun manufacturers, so the price goes up. All that does is keep the common guy from being able to buy it. Now all the rich people can buy them. I mean, I can own a fully automatic weapon right now. You know that, right?
Yeah.
It's legal. It's illegal to own a fully automatic weapon. You do a $200 tax stamp, you send it off to ATF, they run it through the background check, they check everything out, make sure you're legit, and then a few days or weeks later, you get a tax stamp. And then you go buy a fully automatic weapon.
But some people...
That's nowadays.
You just said it would make you legit, but some people are too legit to quit, and they don't need one.
Some people don't need one. That's right, I can agree on that. Plenty of people do not need guns because there are plenty of stupid people out in the world that do not need guns.
I don't need one.
If
If you get around some people like you and they're like, oh, you don't know, you need to get one. Oh, I can't believe you ain't got one. You need to get one right now. What kind you want? I can get you like 5 right now. Let's go to the flea market.
I can't say I've done that.
They see! Stupid!
They're-
And I asked Caleb for... This is the thing, too. I asked Caleb almost a year and a half ago, hey, Caleb, could you pick me up a pair of brass knuckles? Because I would like to have that for protection. Caleb's still yet to get me that shit. But if I...
Because brass knuckles are illegal.
I don't give a fuck.
What more do I need to say? What more do I need to say? A criminal going to get a gun if he wants a gun, period. So why on earth would I want the government step in and tell me I can't have one to defend myself and my family? Glitterbeard.
I just need your mental instability to be stable.
God bless America.
Land that I love.
Oh, that's getting edited out.
Stand beside her and guide her.
Hope it's not.
When we were founded in 7 years about him.
I give up on this channel. I'm done. I'm done.
I'm mad I can't smoke right now, Greta.
We just lost an entire segment because my droid restarted in the middle of the video.
Droid.
Sucks.
So Caleb last night apparently thought it would be a good idea to set a tree on fire.
I didn't just set a tree on fire. There were Japanese hornets the size of my
to get
thumb
rid
in
of
there.
Japanese hornets. In return, he told his friend, yeah, no worries, I'll keep an eye on it.
It's me and
Got
my
it.
neighbor.
Yeah, so he hears an explosion and goes, seems fine by me. The dog didn't get upset. 30 minutes later, he hears another explosion and goes, hey, maybe I should check on that. To which he walks out into his front yard to see hell incarnate on earth happening. 3 fire trucks later.
Don't have a jet ski.
And you want to know the kicker of this? And I am so... This shows you how fucked up my sense of humor is. He's still got Japanese hornets.
I already feel bad about it,
Because
man.
they had a hole in the other side of the tree they never even set on fire. So bitches just flew out and was like, stupid.
I'll put a link to that video in the description below if you want to see that crap.
It's great.
It's awful is what it is. It's awful.
It's fa- And I want y'all to know what I'm dealing with as a friend, because when I called Caleb and asked him about exactly what happened, he's like, well, there's a hose pipe and I couldn't get to it because it was over there. Then I thought, crap, if I get to that hose pipe, I'd get that done. But then I thought, shit, that hose pipe's over there and I can't get to it.
He didn't say hose
It was
pipe.
exploding, man. You can't run through an inferno to get a hold of
It was
a
just
garden
how you
hose to
said
put it
it.
out.
He didn't say hose pipe. Nobody says hose pipe.
It was a
hose pipe. till
I've never heard it in my life, a hose pipe.
That cracked
It's a
me up,
garden
though,
hose,
to
man.
hear you say that garden hose, if I could got to it, but I couldn't because it was over there. But I thought, man, if I
Nobody
get to
says
that, I could
hose
put that
pipe.
out.
In Texas, I don't know about here.
Nobody says hose pipe, period,
It's a
except
Kings Mountain
Glitterbeard
thing.
face over
It's not
here.
hose pipe, it's hose pipe.
Well, it's hose pipe. Yeah,
Hose, get the water hose.
Fucking hose
I
pipe.
bet you right now, if you call Lowe's and ask, do y'all have any hose pipes? We got pipes all over, but I don't
That sounds like something you get on South Center Street.
I was gonna Hey, Greg.
What?
Quick question. How do you feel about gun control?
I think everybody should own a gun.
Yes!
I'm
Sweating.
I have a gun. You should have several guns. My dad had how many? 22?
Oh, and you going over there and ranting on everybody having hordes of guns.
No, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, nothing. No, what?
Let him. Guys, as always, thank you for tuning in to Campground Road. We really appreciate it. Tonight was a little bit more silly about everything, and we really didn't go over too much because we wanted to give it a break from the debate and hopefully just give everybody a good laugh.
Well, your face did that for us. That's
Boom! Face.
Stop it!
Ready.
So if anybody that's really competent and aggressive about gun control measures would like to come on the show, please let us know in the comments. I would love the opportunity to discuss those issues with you
And if anybody's
in a vigorous manner.
more incompetent than me, call me. So we hope you guys had a giggle at everything tonight. We wanted to take a break from the seriousness of the election and everything that's going around right now. And
The flu, the cold. Well, common cold's real bad right now.
that disaster.
Episode.
So next week's episode, what we're going to do is Caleb is going to get a whole bunch of hunting and camping and fishing terms
Man stuff.
and ask them to me and see if I can figure out what they are. And what I'm going to do for him is I'm going to get him a whole bunch of gay, drag queen, liberal terms and see if he can figure out what those mean.
Sounds like a bunch of isms to me. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. The more comments and subscribes and likes you guys do, the more videos we can make. And hopefully we can buy a better camera because mine crashed about 10 times while we were filming tonight and we lost so much good footage. It was so good. And it's gone.
And if you have a friend that is very different from you, kind of like we are, share this with them. Maybe you two can laugh and have a good time with it. You don't have to argue all the time.
I hate liberals.
I hate Republicans.
Tune in next time.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.